Guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video, especially if you love college football as much as I do. Sorry, guys. I'm looking at Ryan Day's little comments about having a parade in Ann Arbor for the 2025 season. You know what? I think it's hilarious. He just doesn't learn, does he? He just doesn't learn. Didn't he say about half a decade ago that he was gonna hang 100 points on us? And after 4 times getting slapped around by us, he hasn't even reached 100 points yet. He barely got 10 points last year at home with a $25 million roster and being a 20-plus point home favorite, and still couldn't beat a broken down Michigan team last year, which I said last year around this time he would still lose to us. And I looked like a genius. But yeah, I think it's hilarious. Look, this goes back to the Texas video I made. I'm not picking them over Texas because Texas is bringing back a lot more pieces than Ohio State is. And again, I know it's at home, but he chokes on for big games at home, that where there's a lot to lose. Losing to us to him is a lot to lose. Okay? And look, I really don't feel sorry for Ryan Day. I really don't, over the Ohio State program. The first time we slapped them around, before the game, there were clips and video clips of Ohio State players doing this to the Michigan jerseys, stepping and walking all over the jerseys. And if you look at the Indiana halftime show the week before we slapped them around last year, they had made the Michigan Wolverine logo and them urinating on us on our logo. You look it up, it's true. I didn't like that. And then when they got slapped around by us and couldn't do anything with us, with a broken down team we had, they wanted to fight and act hard after the game when they couldn't do anything about it. But, that's just my opinion, whatever. But, yeah, I think it's hilarious. He needs to stop running his mouth. And what makes it so bad last year is how he went out and got all these great players on paper. Still couldn't beat us for whatever reason, whatever excuse, I don't like that, and he's still running his mouth. And at some point after the national championship, I kind of defended him and said, well, despite that, he still found a way to do what he's getting paid to do it and win the big one and beat a bunch of great teams. Not us, but beat a bunch of great teams to do it all. And that's impressive. First time there's ever a 12-team playoff, he found a way to get it done. No excuses. I still think Ohio State was the best team in the country last year. I still think that we had no business beating them. And yes, I am glad we did not have to play them again. I will be honest about that. There's no excuses for how bad we were last year. But it's also equally as disappointing as our season was last year. Just as equally funny, if not more hilarious, that he can't beat us. So, which brings me to this point. This is not a prediction video for the game. I'm going to do that later. But I am going to say, if that man cannot beat a broken down team that we had last year with the team he had, he can forget it. Had an NFL offensive coordinator. He had a great defensive coordinator that I think easily could succeed for an NFL defense. When Jim Knowles had all the players, all the talent, everything. He's been out recruiting us all these years. He can't beat us. He ain't beating us now. Our team had a bunch of players sitting out, including Mason Graham, including Will Johnson, including Kenneth Grant, including Colston Loveland, including among other great players on our team. We slapped around and beat Alabama in a meaningless bowl where Alabama was a 2-touchdown favorite. Sound familiar, Ohio State fans? Yeah. And if you couldn't beat us at home, Michigan is going to be a scary team next year. Now, I'm not saying they're going to go undefeated. I don't think they're going to beat Oklahoma. But we have to play them at home. Ryan Day has not beat us in 6 years if he beats us this year. And I don't think that's going to happen. Which proves my point that I made a year ago. No matter with all the players he gets, all the stuff, he could beat up all the other Big Ten teams during the regular season. Apparently, he can't beat Oregon during the regular season. Till he beats us, it doesn't matter what he does. It's like we decided to not be very good, lose every road game, and give away our Big Ten title to Oregon just so we can slap them around and keep them from getting there, It's like holding out a toy or something for a dog. Hey, you want the toy? And then snatching it back at the last second. Nope, we're not going to let you have it. That's what Michigan did to them last year. And again, just to see him make these comments and not beat us is embarrassing. He's sticking his own foot in his mouth deeper and deeper to the point where he's probably going to get fired. And again, I've defended him winning the national championship and saying I think he's a great coach. Now, it's hard for me to do that. But I do predict this. Michigan has been slapping them around for almost 5 years. It's going to be 5 years after the Saturday after Thanksgiving. He just doesn't understand.